weird. I'm live. Okay. Well, now we're doing live in exile. Oh man, you see that right off screen. See that wood there? All right, I'm going to turn this light down too. This is going to be a day of technical difficulties. So, okay, I'll give you guys the rules because I'm not sure exactly how this works. And I don't know how to screen share. So I have news, but I can't share it, with apologies. I mean, I'll read you through it and then I have to put on my smart guy glasses and all that. But welcome to Exile. Oh man, I look so bad. Let me get some light on my face here at least. Yeah, there we go. I'm used to doing these shows during the day. Like I wake up at 5 a.m. Welcome. Look at the chat blowing up. All my people are coming in. Hello. Now, see, I'm going to have to put my glasses on because there's no way I'm going to. And look, I'm in a t-shirt. We're doing casual tonight. No suit coat. This is one of the video games I made back in the late 90s called Boom Bots. So I drew that robot, and this was one of our promo shirts. And I wear them as kind of my casual comfort shirts. There we go. Okay, now I can see you guys. Okay. There's Matt X. Howdy from Central Texas. Mike is working. Thank you, Rain TV. I appreciate it. And this video looks okay. So this is like me figuring out a new tool, doing this through YouTube. Usually I use StreamYard and it streams through YouTube. But we're going to talk about maybe general politics. It's going to be a lot of fun, I hope. And I'll just chat with you guys until we're done tonight. I do have a slight agenda, but I don't even know how to show it on my screen. Yeah, there's no way. Look, maybe I can show you some of my studio over here. Look, if I go like this, you're going to start to see the magic now. Okay. You see over there? That's look at my suit coats hanging up there. You can see them back there. So this is kind of a behind the scenes glimpse. But I have this screen is what I do my graphics on. And you can just barely see it because these wires aren't going to reach. But I'm trying to raise money for this $109 Godox SL 660 watt, a new LED video light for the show. So it's not a big deal. As you guys know, I do not like asking for money, and I don't read, you guys will see, I don't read commercials and try and sell you all the green slime and generators. And I did gold. I tried doing some gold reads for a couple of weeks and I didn't like the feel of it. So this is a more casual time where we get to talk to each other. See, usually you just watch a show, and now I'm here live. So it should be a slightly different experience. You'll see I'm not chopping all my dialogue up. Look at that. There's Willie, $19.99. You just got me 20% to a new light, brother. Hello from a wet and cold Minnesota. My Minnesota cold people. Now, I'm a California, a very soft man. I'm 6'8". But I'm very soft when it comes to weather. I don't like seasons. And Minnesota, is it Minnesota? I hope so. Man, I forgot what MN is. It could be Maine. Okay, I think it's Minnesota. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, howdy from North Carolina. By the way, I make this mistake all the time in my videos where I am so geography dumb, it is shocking. Like I couldn't point out states on the map. That's how bad I am. Because I'm from California, and nothing exists east or north of California. You just kind of eat the Mexican food and sit there and enjoy your very poor scores from our public school. There's high from Alabama. Look at all these guys we got coming in from everywhere. Yeah, MN is Minnesota. Okay, thank you. Whew, I got it right. Willie D, thank you so much for the super chat. You'll see if you give for a super chat, your name lasts up there. You get a little dot up there, and it just shows that you support the show. And you see a little timer run out too. See a little thermometer going. That's how long $20 lasts. $1.99 lasts much less. And I think you can go up to $100, but I don't want to turn this into a telethon, but Super chats, if it's very hard for me to read the feed because it goes so quick. Super chats, keep your comment posted. There's Star Rider Studios for $10. Thank you so much. That puts us up to $30. We're 1/3 there. We're 5 minutes in. Love your show. Watch it every day. Thank you. Star Rider, I work so hard for you guys because I think you guys are worth it. I've got the best audience on YouTube. I love you guys. It cracks me up. And my wife reads some of the comments and she's very embarrassed by some of you. Some of you are very, very bad. I just want to say you're going to get a spanking. The beloved Miss Tenaple is the only other person really working with me on this channel. And she really just started kind of helping. We're expanding on Facebook and but this show is the main one that I grind for. 4 videos a day. It's an 8-hour job. It takes me 2 hours to do one crummy little 5-minute video. So, and I'll tell you guys about that process too. If you're curious about the behind the scenes stuff. Anyway, super chat questions will stick. So some of your stuff I may not be able to get to because the feed, it just will go so fast. I've had thousands of people in these chats before and it just goes, it's unreadable. So super chats, it'll eventually weed itself out. So I can follow the chat now. And if it gets going too fast, there you go. Whoa, $20. Caleb. Now this is one of my oldest pals on the internet. I don't know if I've ever met you, probably at a Comic-Con if I did. But Caleb, I think it's Ciacelli, sounding off from currently cold and breezy upstate New York. By the way, New York is one of the largest audience for this channel. And so just for those of you guys who are wondering, hey, the whole world's going to hell and all these blue states are terrible. There are more conservatives just because of the population density. There's more conservatives in New York and in California than any other state, just if you go by number, okay? Low percentage, but high actual number. And that's why I'm here in Tennessee, so I totally ended up just fleeing to the promised land. But there's a lot of pressure I hear from people that are saying like, oh, I got to get out of this state. I got to get out. No, we do not concede the ground of these states. Liberals didn't build them. And so we're not going to give it to them. We can take them back. They're going to crash them out. They're going to destroy them. But I really believe in holding tight. So great to hear from you in New York. Just got home from a prayer service. There's my Christian brothers and sisters out there. Got work early tomorrow, was holding out for a Doug stream. Though. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, buddy. Okay. Another $20. Love your show, Doug. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, TG. That's very kind of you. I'm going to give you a little heart. And then DeGroot Racing, $20 super chat. Oh, and look, super stickers. You can also buy stickers, and those are just decorations for the show. Holy smokes. Kevin in Alaska gave us $99. Keep up the great work. I'm getting all teary-eyed now. Okay, we have enough for the light. My new light is covered. If I get more, I'll buy a nice, it's called a soft light, where you put like an umbrella on the front, but I think we'll have it covered. So thank you guys so much. This is $10 from Marianne P. Doug. I'm a mental health therapist. Good, I should be a client. And log on in between patients. I laugh so hard sometimes I have to compose myself before the next patient. Love your Inside End news. Wow, thank you so much, Marianne P. You know, I love doing jokes and humor, and then suddenly I have to do like a news on Israel or something. You know, it's like it's half. And just because I'm cracking jokes, guys, I don't want you to think that there's some people that are so serious that they're going like, do you understand what's happening to America? How can you joke? I really believe in humor. I really believe in not letting the enemy take away your smile or your laughter. And I just don't want to concede where everything turns all grim and negative. And you'll see me sometimes in the chat, even I'll joke around and kind of go like, hey guys, we're all swirling down the drain. I don't mean that. I'm actually I'm not a golly gee optimist at all. I'm a super realist. I've met enough Americans, small town America, even in LA and in New York, I've met enough Americans to know that America is actually doing pretty good in the small communities and small people. Where we're losing it is in the institutions and with big social media. And the left always makes it sound like they're 10 times bigger than they are. They're tiny, they're freakish, and they do all these power plays exactly because they don't have the numbers. So that's why they have to, if they didn't control all of media and Hollywood and academia and all of these institutions, if they didn't control all that, they would never win an election. So the one thing they don't have here in America, and I promise you this, they do not have a majority. Okay. If you go out on the streets and you ask someone out there, hey, this is a guy who's swimming in a girl's meet. He believes he's a girl. Is it fair that he goes from number 500th, ranked in the United States to number 1 in all women and cut all these women out of all of their opportunities as they work out and they've been working in their sport for their whole lives? And this guy takes away how much of America thinks that's fair? And at the very least, if they're a female swimmer, they're not going to think it's fair. Okay. So sooner or later, the left is going to face they're going to hit the wall and they're going to hit it hard. And the backlash, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a backlash. I hope there is going to be one, because I hope people come to their senses and that we just have to unite, walk slowly, just like Grandpa did. Walk slowly, carry a big stick. Here's Caleb Chiaselli again. $9.99. Unfortunately, we have yet to meet face to face, but if we ever do, I better have my Chesterton fence book. Your signature belongs next to Ethan's. Yeah. So we have a mutual friend, Ethan Nicole, who does writing for Daily Wire. He's doing family animated content for Ben Shapiro's company and all those guys. And he and I I hired him to work on VeggieTales when I was a showrunner. That's what moved me out here to Tennessee. So I'm giving you guys all kinds of backstory that I can't share in my political videos. These live streams are going to be way more casual and us goofing around, having a good time. So thank you so much. I see South Haven, MS. Is that Missouri? In Exile? I'm so bad with geography. Sometimes you're allowed to spell out your state. There's Arizona. And I love Arizona. I'll be going out to Arizona for a wedding in early November. My niece is getting married out there. All of our Angie's family, the beloved Miss Tenaple, is out there in Queen Creek, Scottsdale. That's where her people stomp, Queen Creek mostly. But we'll be out there for a wedding, and maybe I'll do a live show or something. There's Pensacola, Florida, checking in. Boston, Massachusetts, bring in the chowder. There's Texas. And Missouri and Nevada. Missouri. I just went to Kansas City, Missouri over Labor Day weekend with my college buddies. Greetings from McDonough, Georgia. Bless you all. Yeah, God bless you guys. I can't tell you guys how excited I am about you, the audience, because you're a mass. You're huge. And it means if we can just stay on message and you'll see what I do on my show. This is every day. When I try and come up with 4 videos, I always think the biggest ticket item that I'm looking for is what's the positive message for conservatism? The positive message for conservatism. Because I'm not here to puff people up with fake promises. I'm not going to say, hey, my wife is letting the cat in. Can you please get that cat out of here? Diesel. Diesel is only here to torment me. Okay. He's a good for nothing cat. He won't sit on my lap and just give me love. He's meowing. And Miss Tenaple's trying not to go on camera. Can you come and say thank you to everybody? Come on, honey. Just say hi. Oh, me? Yes, to the nice people. To who? I'm on live. There's 144 people watching. And they just paid for my new light. Okay. Here's Optimix $5 super sticker. I told the librarian at my elementary school to buy some of your books and we will watch traditional family videos in the art room. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, secret. Okay, beloved Miss Tenaple. That's my beloved Miss Tenaple, married 33 years. So she's the one who has to put up with me, poor thing. So we jog, but you do the chat. You help work on the chat and you help kind of curate everything. She takes care of the business side of the family. I just do the arts. I don't want to touch credit cards and checking and all that. Right? And what did you do tonight?
I went to a volleyball game. Our varsity ladies earned the championship. They lost, but they get to play a better team. They meant to lose. They didn't want to play the top ranked team.
And my daughter, my third kid, Olivia, was an assistant coach tonight, honorary assistant coach. She used to play volleyball. Now she's in college. Okay. Moving on. Optimix $5 super sticker. Thank you for pushing my books because I'm going to be doing a Chattanooga Comic-Con, not this weekend, but next weekend. I'll be at Chattanooga Comic-Con. For those of you who want to come, I will give you a free piece of art. I'm giving away some I'll be giving away comic pages to friends. I always do that. If one of them stops by, here's a page. But I also sell my books. And so you'll see my books there. And, anyone from this show and this audience will get a deep discount because if you're viewing it, then you're paying me through ad reads. It's why I don't read advertisements. So thank you guys for your support. It's just really huge. Now, let's get to some news oh man, hello from Scotland, Fiona, goodness. Are you an artist, Doug? Asks Kevin O. Kevin O, look up my name and Google it. I've spent my whole life doing art like every day. John Welsh, you're lucky man. Yeah, the beloved Miss Tenaple. By the way, I'll get choked up if I talk about her, but she's the best person I've ever met. Okay, I've lived with her for 33 years. We've been married. I just won't go on more than that because it'll embarrass her. But just for those of you single guys out there are good people out there, and to the single women, there are good guys. Promise. Okay. It does crack me up because on the art question, because it's always been my identity to draw. Okay. I've always been known as an artist, but only a few thousand people, maybe 5,000, 10,000 people know I'm an artist, but 9 million people know me as the guy that reads the news. So it's kind of like, what are you? If you spend your whole life drawing, but everyone knows you by your job and your profession, which is to read the news. It's very confusing. And I had a bit of a crisis of identity when I started YouTubing. I started saying like, well, what are you? And in the end, I had to kind of come to grips and say, you're a news guy. I bring people a positive conservative message so that we have hope. Here's Andre Thorne, Canada, $20. Thank you for the super chat. Let me give you a little heart too. Listening to you from Quebec, my Quebec people. By the way, my first printer of one of my first comics was up in Canada called Quebecor. They printed one of my first books in Canada. You helped me in my English and inform me. Thanks a lot for your phenomenal work. There you go. I'm here to help the Canadians speak English. And that's another gift there. I have a little piece of news here, just real quick. This came from, it was originally in the New York Times, but now it's being reprinted in Politico. It's really good news for Trump in Mar A Lago. So for those of you who follow this channel, you know that I've been following all of Trump's court cases. There hasn't been a lot of news recently, but whether there's good news or bad news, I try and check in, right? Well, today was a pretty significant one. The headline, and again, if I knew how to do screen share on YouTube, I would share the news with you, but I don't know how. So I only know how to do it on StreamYard. So next time I'll run this stream through StreamYard, and then I'll be able to share these on screen. Quote, wasting the court's time, unquote, Judge Cannon chastises prosecutors who are against Trump during hearing for Trump co-defendants. So this Cannon female judge in Florida who has the Mar A Lago documents case, which is one of the first ones to launch and is totally bogus, which she's just a judge, so don't come down on her. This was amazing. Okay. She's been hammering the prosecution against Trump, saying they're morons, they're unprepared, this is unprofessional. She's going to hang them on this article in just the worst public way. The case, one of 4 separate criminal cases Trump is facing, centers on allegations that the former president illegally hoarded classified documents, just like Biden, only more secure, at Mar A Lago, and obstructed authorities who were investigating the matter. So they asked him for the documents and he said, no, I'm not going to give you your documents. Okay. That's all it is. And they act like, they act like he blew up a city or something. Okay. This is in Fort Pierce, Florida. The federal judge overseeing Trump's classified documents case in Florida reprimanded federal prosecutors for, quote, wasting the court's time. That's the worst insult that a lawyer can hear from a judge. It's how you pee a judge off. By wasting the court's time, it shows disrespect to them and their job. By not raising arguments in required filings ahead of the hearing. So if you can't just bring something up in court, you have to bring up an argument in filings before, it's go time. And so they're not doing that. That means they're just making up stuff on the fly. They're like, oh, I thought of another good one, during the court case. And the judge is like, you can't do that, because everyone has to do their research on stuff to find out if it's legal or sound or true before they bring it up in a court case. Okay. U.S. District Court Judge Aileen Cannon ultimately postponed a conflict of interest hearing for defendant Watin Nauta. Now, this is the bald guy that used to be one of Trump's, I can't remember if he's an assistant or a page or an accountant or what, but he was one of the guys they got to try to flip to get him to confess. Basically, he did a plea deal. He didn't flip on him. Okay. This is a good guy, but he had no information. That's why it's safe for him to plea, because then they absolve him of any wrongdoing. So first they try to hang you. They go, you're going to go to jail if you don't talk. And so then they offer you a plea deal saying, you will give us all your emails between you and Trump. You will give us any documents, and they try and get you to rat Trump out. I think this guy's got better character than that. Okay. So that's Trump. Oh, it's Trump's valet. They're going after his valet. I mean, come on. This isn't like his accountant. This isn't they're going after his valet over Trump's documents that were hidden in some safe that I'm sure the valet, was never exposed to. Okay. Prosecutors on special counsel Jack Smith's team raised fresh objections Thursday over whether Woodward should be allowed to question a key witness in the case. Now this is getting into soap opera stuff. But Woodward told the judge that the prosecutors should have raised their arguments in court filings ahead of the hearing. And Cannon, who was clearly angry, agreed and called prosecutors' arguments a last-minute introduction. Cannon was appointed to the bench by Trump. I love it. I love it when every once in a while luck goes our way. Oh yeah, hit the like button, says Steve Sega. That's true. If you guys like this video, that even after we're done with the live event, it will blow out to all of our people. And that helps a lot too. So thank you. By the way, I know I don't have to tell you guys, because you guys are probably my good guys. Okay. It's always good to comment. Okay. So the number one thing you can do for a show is share. And I'll tell you why. This is YouTube. Chum, we'll get back to the article in a second, but that's the bulk of the article. Okay. I'll see if there's any more detail in there that's going to be fun. YouTube, they're looking at your engagement. So if you're looking at a video and your eyeballs are all open, they can tell. They ping out to your eyes and they can tell if you're watching. So number one, always watch a video. Sharing a video is probably the largest impact you can do for a video. It's not just because, you bring in 3 of your friends to watch it. It's not that. It's the act of sharing that supercharges YouTube and puts material on steroids. So if you like a video or something, if you don't have time, just give it a thumbs up. Or if your friends are going to hate on you on another platform, you don't have to share it. But email it to your friends, send it, text it to a buddy, post it on social media. All that, YouTube just goes, it doesn't even matter who it goes to, just that it got shared. Okay. Likes are big. And then, of course, comments, because that means a human being is watching and engaged. So they weigh those things pretty dang heavy. Wow, there's Rock That Body. You didn't even ask a question. 1999 super chat. Guys, thanks so much. I'm going to get to buy a new light now. And I probably have enough for the diffuser to take these giant black circle bags out from under my eyes. Look at this. I'm just falling apart. This is my giant skin cancer scar where they removed a chunk of my cheek because I had malignant melanoma. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. They pulled that out of my face. And then, of course, it looked almost like plastic surgery because the doctor said, I'm taking 10 years off your jawline because it like stretched all this up. So if it's too much detail, that's how these shows are going to go. Live streams, casual, t-shirt, not a tight edit. It's not like got to get in, do the news and get out. Okay, here's Michael Bruning, $20 super chat. Doug, as usual, always a brilliant look into democrat deception. I added a double insult on there. Thank you. Yes, they're crooked. They'll do anything to win. They do not believe in rules. This is an atheistic worldview. Marxism is. So they don't actually believe in the definition of a rule. They call them all conventional. They believe they're all just things that you accept, right? So they don't. Whereas if you believe in transcendent, I don't mean transcendent, but I mean supernature or immaterial or a God's nature version of law, then you believe that there's actually is a law, that it's real, that you'll be held to. So that's the difference in worldview. I don't want to get all philosophical on you guys, or this show's going to get real long. Okay. The judge who whipped the prosecution, sticking to the correct procedure would have helped all sides come prepared to discuss the objections, she said, and chastise the prosecutors for not presenting related case to bolster their argument. So this is how a lawyer comes in and sneaks information and blows it out. Your Honor, have you considered this? They bring up a new thing, and that's a huge foul that surprises everyone. The defense is not prepared. It's not considered fair because you have to do full disclosure to the other side. Okay. Usually on paper, you have to tell them what your plan is and what you're going to do. Now I'm just a comic book artist, so I'm not a legal scholar. Okay. So the lawyers out there are welcome to correct me because I am just a barely literate comic book artist. Okay. The case, one of 4 separate criminal cases Trump is facing, centers on allegations that the former president illegally hoarded. I already read that. Or they're repeating themselves in the article. 2 of the co-defendants in the case, Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira, a Mar A Lago property manager. So that's the valet and a property manager, are facing related charges. All 3 have pleaded not guilty. Okay, this is just the rest of it. It goes on. But the main thing is that they're breaking the rules, and the judge went and just smacked them down hard. And that's good news. Good for them. Holy moly, not your daddy. $100 super. I am going to buy a softbox now. I thought I was going to have to do like a bunch of shows because I'm going to get a new softbox. I'm going to get a new microphone. So you don't have to look at this old crusty Yeti that I have to keep editing it because it blows my voice out. Okay. When I edit it. And then the lighting, I just have a crummy little $10 light that I bought 3 years ago, and it's starting to blink out. So sometimes you'll see my face flash. That's literally the LED light blowing out. So I'm gonna get a new light box. It should warm things up a little bit. And then my new microphone, and then maybe a camera. I really don't want, this is a junky old Logitech camera that I'm using. So all of the equipment that I use, by the way, all of this is under about $200 is my equipment. Not counting my computer. Now my computer is a Mac, and I have a Cintiq over here too that I draw on. So that is about $8,000 worth of equipment. So I made up for it but it helps me to quickly edit. And so that's part of my speed, because every day to make 4 videos, right? I got to just edit. So it can't have a drag or a delay. It has to be like instantly drag that video, lots of video, tons of storage, tons of room. It has to be fast. Not your daddy. So here's not your daddy, $100. My girlfriend and I really enjoy listening to you. Thank you. That is so kind. And God bless you and your girlfriend. And I hope I can, if you guys ever want to suggest content, it'll get through the beloved Miss to Naples. She tries to read every comment. Now that sometimes on some videos, it's 18,000 comments. We're not going to be able to read 18,000 comments. Okay. I hope you'll give us a break on that because I try and spend my time making videos. Okay. So thank you guys so much for those donations. That is really going to help buy new equipment and you're all going to enjoy it. So hopefully, as I do these shows, I'm not going to be asking for money at all of them. You can always super chat to ask a question, but this is a specific raise just for today when my friend sent me the equipment list and I go, you know what? I think I can swing all that, but I'd like to give you guys a chance to help out. And I appreciate your generosity. That's very generous of you guys. Okay, some Earthworm Jim people. Just so you know, guys, I created a character called Earthworm Jim. So there's people in the chat saying, Doug, you made Earthworm Jim. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I came out of video games. There's another one, Richard Mongler. Fan here from New Zealand was given Skull Monkeys when I was 10 and loved it ever since. So I made Skull Monkeys back in 1998. So that was a PlayStation game. So I did PlayStation, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, real early in video game history. I'm one of the old men in video game history. And Earthworm Jim was like game of the year. It's one of the best platform games ever made on the Sega Genesis. So it did very well. And then that got me into animation because I ended up producing working on the TV series. And then I got into comic books, and then I started selling those stories into Hollywood and doing more TV production. Well, now this is what I'm doing. So now all my comic book fans are mad at all of you people for stealing me away to do the news. And I just go, it's a new stage of my life, guys. I love this. And when you edit, it really is artistic. Like you guys got to see. Maybe someday if I can get screen share on, I'll show you some of my real bad videos, like where I'm just, or maybe I'll put together a blooper reel or something and throw that one in one of the shows because it's awful. I make the worst mistakes and I'm stuttering and I'm wrong and, it's amazing. Okay, here's, okay. Thank you for supporting Doug in Exile. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Holy moly, here's Joe B, $10 super sticker. Or super chat with a little one that dances. You rock. Just keep up the good work. Well, for as long as I'm here, guys, we're going to do this. Like I said, all the way to 2024. I am excited about Trump because I'm excited about America. And just so you guys know, I'm also very excited about DeSantis, but you know my place on that. DeSantis had one job, and that was to beat Trump. And that was his first test. And he failed that first test. And so you get no second place prize. It's just, you got to go. And frankly, he needs to jump in and support Trump because that's all donor money that's getting thrown down a toilet on DeSantis. DeSantis is not going to be the candidate. I hate to say it, and I believe in having a humility about the future. But I read on Google every day, and just yesterday it shows up. It goes, Nikki Haley is the new top tier candidate that could be the Republican savior or whatever. And I go, no, not even close, guys. When you're 20 points behind, it's time to drop out and throw your resources to the guy who we need to rescue us from Biden or whatever. That's assuming they can warm up his corpse and get it to walk across the stage. They're going to, whoever they end up running, we need a big war chest, a serious one. There's John Walsh. I love the blooper idea. It'd be awesome. Yeah, it won't do well views wise, but it would be really funny to see. I like embarrassing myself. That's my favorite form of humor. If you think I'm hard on Pelosi and Biden and The View, I am 10 times harder on myself. Okay, guys, when I do humor, about me, I'm really mean. Like you hear me say, I'm a barely literate comic book artist. That's my whole radio credo. But when my friends and I, my guy friends get together, they call me, everything but a human being. Like we just call each other, we tear each other apart. And the more self-effacing you are, the more self-degrading you are with your humor, with real good, witty jokes. I think that's just cool. So I'm hard on other people, but I just want you guys to know I am as brutal on The View as I am on myself. Okay. Just so you know. And I can take it in the comments too. I have people call me. In fact, I wanted to collect all of your negative comments. Okay. Things like, never put product in your hair. I see your bald spot. You look like an earthworm. You look like a mannequin. You look like a corpse. Just all kinds of horrible insults that I think are really funny. And by the way, the beloved Miss Tenaple thinks they're even funnier. So there you go. She comes in and she'll just go, Doug, they're making fun of your hair and your crooked yellow teeth. Okay. Ryan, $5 super chat. Eat dirt. Well, never forget it. That's Earthworm Jim's catchphrase is eat dirt. Thank you for my Jim fans out there. Okay, I'm just going to look for any other tidbit in the article. Nothing. Yeah, it's a light day. That's another thing. When it's light news day, I'm suddenly I'll have to do a news on Jack Smith telling Trump through a special counsel. Jack Smith told Trump not to friend jurors on social media. That's my favorite news piece. Because I hate social media. Who likes having this phone that you look into and it sucks your life into it, which I do all day. But it's just funny because he's telling Trump who he can and can't friend on social media. I can't even imagine Trump looking for a juror on Facebook or something and going, friend, I just friended you. Thumbs up, friend. He's going to go to a juror. Are you kidding me? Jack Smith is an idiot. He really is. They're trying to come up with any new, just so you guys know, this should give you great peace. That's the worst thing they could think of doing to Trump this week. They have their little backroom plans and they all have their abacus, and their tablets and they're brainstorming with a big giant whiteboard with like 8 people on each side of a long, 15-foot long conference room table. And they're like, what are we going to do? This week, okay, I got it. Jackson, what do you got? Jackson stands up. I got it. We tell him he likes social media. We tell him he can't friend the jurors. It's just, and everyone will see, they'll think he's evil because we're trying to protect him. You protect the jurors from this evil Trump. Half the jurors would be thrilled to have him friend them. Can you imagine? It's like one of the most famous people in the world friending you. You know what I mean? I don't like Rosie O'Donnell, but if she friended me on Facebook, I'd go, hey, look, Rosie O'Donnell, she friended me. That's all. Oh, this is the best. This is the best insult right here. Jack Smith likes Subway. I don't know why that struck me, but Matt, that's a good line. I think that one is going to be our pinned. Where did that one go? Okay, Jack Smith likes pin. I think I'm going to pin that one. Okay, that one goes to the top. Okay, Not Your Daddy again, $100 super chat. Holy moly, thank you, Not Your Daddy. That is very kind. You're blowing all your dough on me, and I appreciate it. You let me know what you want me to do. I work for you guys, so you tell me what you want to do, and we'll hit it. If you guys have an idea for videos and you're throwing around super chats, tell me what you want to hear. Take Mrs. Tenaple to dinner for her support behind the scenes. Guys, I can't tell you how important that is. I absolutely will take that $100 and I will take her out to dinner. And in fact, I'll spend $200, but I'll use your $100 to pay for her share. How's that? She works so hard. I'm going to cry. I can't do it. Okay. She volunteers at Graceworks. Okay. It's a place where they go through old clothes and donations here in Tennessee, and they raise money for poor people. They feed them. There's a food pantry. She is just the most faithful servant, and she does not get paid. Like, she shows up like a worker and works all day. Now and then their leftover stuff that doesn't get sold goes to a veterans like Goodwill shop for veterans. Okay. And then she also does 2 days a week. She does farming. So she volunteers at a farm that a church runs. We have acreage out here in Tennessee. The church does, not us. And she gleans harvests. So they go out and they harvest squash, green beans, okra, everything. And she does the hard work of a farmer, right? And doesn't get paid. And she's out there in the sun and in the cold. It's not, they do shut it down for the winter, but, covered in bug bites and all that. And just works her tail off, all for other people. Now, why does my wife not have to work? Because you guys watch my show. So I just want you guys to know that as the dough comes into me through advertisements that you guys watch, it goes to help free her up to go and serve our community. And we also both vigorously support our local church, Special Olympics of Tennessee, Stand to Reason, which is an apologetics group that teaches people logic and biblical values. They're very good. These are people we've been donating to for 20 years. Okay. And then a crisis pregnancy center here in Tennessee. That's, I can't do it. We've saved a lot of babies' lives. How's that? And that's because of you guys. So thank you. Okay. See, this is all way too transparent now. Now you're going like, hey, I thought I'd get a look behind the scenes. And it's like, good Lord, Doug, you're a mess. I am a mess. So anyways, that's, I think, the key to this whole show is a great big thank you to you guys. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to absolutely destroy Biden and destroy Kamala Harris and destroy Nancy, all the bad guys, Nancy Pelosi, Ilhan Omar, The View, all of CNN, all of MSNBC, half of Fox News. We're going after them, man. And so it will be half serious because I'm half serious and half humor because I like to screw around a lot. And hopefully my goal is just to keep news from being boring. I just want it to be fast-paced, interesting, and entertaining. And I just figure if I can entertain you with the news and bring you news that is true, then I'm entertaining you with the truth so you can get a little bit of strength. If you ever have to make arguments with your friends about what news is going on today, you don't have to worry about it because I'm going to try and give you the most important news that you really need every day. And that's what we do here. Patrick Gregg, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He gives me a keep it up sticker. Wow, this is huge, guys. So I just appreciate it. And I am going to buy that equipment and then we will put it to use. And maybe I'll do a video showing you guys the setup. Okay, so I can show you what you guys picked up and we'll remember this night together. Well, this has been In Exile live. And we'll definitely do more of these, hopefully when I can get more news. And I'm going to try and figure out that screen share so I can actually put the news on the screen and we can talk about it. It's just easier to track. Okay. And it's a better show. So it's not just me on a camera. I can also invite guests on and do live discussions too, but really mostly you guys are my guests. So I like talking to you guys. Jay Plains, $4.99 super chat. Feed the Babies, Steve Miller Band voice. I love Steve Miller Band. I love him. Big old jet airliner. Best of Steve Miller Band. That's all you need for a good record. Right, my people? I can see me and my brother driving in his muscle car in 1979, listening to Steve Miller and Larry Norman and Elton John and Keith Green. This has been Doug in Exile.